Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Sunday. I know I haven't been on in a few days, but a lot has been going on off YouTube. So, I had to deal with some things outside of YouTube. But I hope everybody's had a good weekend. I'm glad I'm back on here. Got some stuff that I'm trying to work out in real life. So, let's start off with this. I remember, I think I told you guys, I don't know, maybe about 6 months ago, that the place that I live in, my condo, was up for sale. It's been up for sale forever. Hey, Angel. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just make this little bit, and I'll put it in the chat because I actually have my mouse on my laptop tonight. Hey, Tutu Thing. So it appears that the owners of my condo are going to sell it now, and I knew it was coming eventually, but with the pandemic and everything, I wasn't out there really looking a lot. And hey, Tatted Hearts. And then one of the things that happens with my son specifically is it's really hard, moving and stuff. That's major stuff for him, and it usually causes trauma. We have to deal with certain things. So now we're about to adventure on that, and I'm gonna have to keep telling them we're gonna be moving because he's been here for a few years now. Granted, he grew up somewhere else because I used to own a house, and he grew up in the house, and so now I'm going to try to find a place that maybe not as big as what we had before, but a house that has a little small yard and everything. And what I did find out, you guys, is that where I live, if the place that you live in, it's like a house or apartment, a house or a townhouse or a condo or something, is sold by the owner, they have to help you with relocation expenses. So, and because I've lived here for a little while, and we've had everything paid, so that will be helpful, because it's going to be rough out there looking for a place. But, Southern California is not the most inexpensive place to live, you guys. And then the areas that I generally look in, because I want to stay within a specific regional center for my son, are higher price. So, I've got to now look into another regional center that's the next one over to see how the services that they have are in case I move out of the area that I'm in. So, I'm trying to work all that out. And I've been working on editing a video that will be out tomorrow. But I'm going to put the link in the chat because I know Angel wants to come up. Got a couple of things we want to talk about. This virus just is not going anywhere, y'all. And people just are refusing to wear masks. And right now I'm a little ticked off, right? Because my son has to go get tested tomorrow because he was around someone who now has it. Before they had it, but we just want to be safe. And it wasn't with me, because I would never have him around anybody potentially. You guys know I have a very, very small circle, especially now with all of this. So, he's got to get up in the morning, go with his dad. And he's going to get him tested because he's the one who allowed him to get exposed on Father's Day. Hey, 1SP. So I guess, as they were out and everything, he said they had on face coverings. He said they were social distancing and everything, so he just wants to make sure, because this other person that was attending the same event has it. And, that means everybody's got to get tested. Hey, Angel. Let me let you up. Sorry. I'm just talking.
That's all right.
Hey, Angel.
Hey.
I was running. Are you still packing? Have you moved yet?
My moving day is this Wednesday, and things are slowly getting packed, but I'm hiring a moving company to do the rest for me. Because basically the only things I'm packing up is stuff that is small enough to fit in like a box, kind of like how, let me show you a few examples. Like, you see how the storage drives, I have a couple of these. Anything that is like as small as this, or anything that's like not too big, I'm like putting it in a bigger box, but I am also going to be leaving everything else, like my DVDs, my cleaning supplies, to the movers.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I like to pack up my own stuff, but I remember when I was growing up and my parents bought a house, my mom and dad had movers that packed everything, and we didn't have to pack anything, and it was great. All we had to do was walk into our house, and literally everything, and they unpacked everything. Everything was already unpacked and in the closets when we got to the house. So, but I know they're not going to do that part for you, but it does save you the hassle of having to pack everything.
Yeah.
Thankfully, when we moved out of my house, I downsized some, so it hopefully won't be a lot, but I have things that are in my garage that are in boxes because there was no place to put them in here because, this wasn't as big a space as we had come from, and I'm hoping, that we're able to get a place that is nice for my son, and we don't have fireworks that are going off between May and September, like where we are right now.
Yeah, because for a second there, it kind of sounded like a hammer almost.
Yeah, no. They have been every night. I mean, and it doesn't even matter. I try to get around them, but they randomly shoot off the fireworks, and I would love to know where people they were doing it during COVID too. So I just don't know where they're getting them.
All right.
And they're not like the little ones. They're like the ones that you see when you go to, like, the professional displays. So they're illegal. And it's just kids doing it. But I know you're excited about the move.
Yeah. I can't tell you how much this place has been a stress and a freaking like a hassle. I've told you all everything with this apartment of mine, and I've really have expressed how much I freaking hate it here. I tried giving every chance that I've tried with this apartment of mine, but they've
you don't need supervision. That's the thing. And that apartment is for people who need a lot more assistance. You don't need you only need assistance when it's something that you can't figure out yourself, but you're figuring out how to do most things for yourself. And you know, the conservator is protecting your other interests as far as your finances. So I don't think that you have anything to worry about, because you've been being very frugal. You're not just splurging on anything.
And to be quite honest, I don't think this place is really here to help with the autistic or disabled. I think it's just a money grab and that kind of stuff. Because I've already mentioned to you and everyone here of how much it costs a month, and I have
Oh, yeah, that is very expensive. That is so expensive to me.
And you want to know something? If you've been to my channel lately, you may have seen a video that I posted titled "My Response to the First Place Phoenix." That's the apartment name of a building that I live in, and the property manager had saw that, and she was like sad or upset to see a video that I made of them. But I just couldn't hide it anymore. Cause I am not the kind of person to hide stuff in of how I really feel. I'm going to express myself of how I feel about certain things in my life that really doesn't feel as though people are giving me much of a chance or treating me equally. I mean, they freaking are treating people here like prisoners, and this is what it basically is. It's like a freaking prison, because I was having to do a 7-day self quarantine a couple weeks ago from June 11th to June 17th,
Hmm.
and I understand where they're coming from and their concerns, but I hadn't seen my brother since the last time that we had hung out, which was June 3rd of this month.
Wow. And the thing is that you are it depends. What I try to tell people, and I try to explain this, and you probably can explain it better than me. When you see one person with autism, you see one person with autism. Period.
Yeah.
Every person is different.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, your only reason for moving into that place was because you needed to get yourself adjusted to Arizona. You've done that, and you see that you're not comfortable with having all of those restrictions, nor do you need the restrictions.
And you want to also know something? I don't need a person to try to think she knows everything, because you want to know something? The property manager here where I live is a combination of both the villain Cruella DeVille and Betty White in one.
Wow. She's not very nice.
Hell nah. Just a few minutes ago, I was talking to you about a video response that I made to the
Hmm.
apartment building that I'm living in. She
Hmm.
saw the video, and I had spoke to her about a couple weeks ago, and she had mentioned about some form of video she saw on YouTube, and that's why I knew immediately she was talking about my video. And so she is not that nice, and I've tried every which way to work with her, but it's like as though she is not really there to help the other autistic and disabled people here. It's more so to keep them in like her restrictions or in her power.
Hmm. And see, they're not, maybe they're not confident enough in their ability to go someplace else, whereas you have the confidence, in yourself. Plus, you have your family there to support you, even though they have their own lives. They're still, close by, and I think that is of a benefit to you, and your family cares. Your brother and sister care. I
Yeah.
mean, and see, that's the thing that I fear about, is that some parents, when they have an adult child on the spectrum, and they get to a certain age, they just, if they're not able to handle them, they put them into situations like that. And let somebody else deal with it, which is so unfair to the individual.
And the other thing is when she had saw my video, she had informed some of the other people that work here, and they want me to make a different response video, but tell them how good things they have helped me. But the only good things that they've helped me with since moving here is that they've helped me with my communication skills improve, and they've also helped me with being able to know myself around the city. There were some things that they've helped, but it wasn't anything tremendous that I should give them gratitude for, or like give them thanks for. So they helped me with the job. They've helped me with communication, and my speech has probably improved since I've moved here. Like I am not talking as much, and I'm like a bit more volume oriented. Um,
Hmm.
but um, that doesn't mean that I should make a different video apologizing for what I said. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold anything that I have inside of me, because when I feel a certain way, I'm gonna express how I feel.
That's
Because
what I was going to say. It's your channel, and here's the thing: you can do what you want with your channel. I mean, if they don't like what you said, then they have the right to post their own video and say what they want to say about their facility. But you're expressing your feelings, and it's your channel.
and she got upset all because I made that video, and I'm not gonna make an apology video. I'm not gonna like tell them what good things they've done for me. It's because it's my channel, and to be quite honest, I think this place should be shut down.
Wow.
That's how much I really feel about this place.
And see, that's like one of my fears about some of the places that they have out there that are supposed to be, communities for people on the spectrum. My fear is that with some of them that, most of them want a whole bunch of money, but my problem is that for the money that they're charging, are they really, helping, the adult, or are they just in it for the money?
And there's a great question, and and to be quite honest, I don't think I don't think if I were to get the same services anywhere else where I live, or find another place that provides these kinds of services, I don't think they would charge as much, and I don't think she even knows how much the actual services cost. And you want to know something? I haven't gotten any help since this whole COVID thing, because during the time being when the whole stay-at-home order was in effect here in Arizona,
Hmm.
we no one was able to come into our apartments, and we were only able to communicate through a video conference like Zoom or StreamYard. And
Right.
just this month they started letting support staff back into apartments. But the
Hmm.
first day when they came back to my apartment on June 10th, and I had informed them that my brother had posted to his social media of him testing positive for COVID, but he did not have of any symptoms of anything. They basically just scrapped everything from me and had me go into a 7-day self quarantine from June 11th to June 17th. And on June 10th, that day, when I told them that, I had spoke to the property manager on different occasions throughout the rest of that day, and she basically had suggested if I would be okay with doing a self quarantine, and I said no because I didn't think it would happen. But unfortunately, they just slapped it right upon me like a freaking stamp, like you have no freaking choice.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry McMillan. I love Sherry is a great friend of mine who I've known for a while. I absolutely love her. She is an awesome friend. I love you, Sherry. Thank you for coming in. Sorry if I'm going on a bit of a tangent, guys. It's just with everything that they've been doing. And you want to know something else? There were two concierge staff that were fired in recent weeks for no real reason. And during the 7-day self quarantine, and when the 7-day self quarantine came to an end, you know what I found out? there were other residents in this apartment building that had family members that tested positive for COVID, but they didn't have to go into a 7-day self quarantine. But I did for some odd reason. They've it's like as though I'm like a target to them.
Yeah, and I think it appears that because you're leaving, it's like, why would they want to leave you with a bad taste in your mouth about them?
But you know what? That bad taste doesn't mean anything to me. Cause once I am out of here, I can say sayonara to this apartment and just look forward to my new place that's more in the style that I want. And if I need any help, I can go to the government officials or the county officials to request like some form of services from them, like requesting a social worker, requesting an in-home service provider, etc. Because every state across the U.S. has some form of
They
service
do.
for the autistic and disabled. So if I need any help down the road, I can go to the government, like the Phoenix City Council or the Maricopa County officials, to request some
Yeah,
form of
you should be able to
service.
you should be able to get in-home support services. That's one of the things that I'm about to get for my son, and it's usually through the county. It's usually through the county that you live in.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's based on, obviously, that you have that you're already receiving Social Security. So what it would also do is that it would allow you there to be money for you to pay someone to come in to help.
and 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 I wouldn't mind doing that, and I'm pretty sure that the services would be much cheaper through the government than having the services be through here, which I haven't got very much.
Yeah, I do know that you have the right to those, because like for kids, it's harder for kids to get, because then it's basically dependent on the parents, being able for them to qualify for it. But as an adult, um, basically the in-home support services is to help you, if anything that you need, so that you're able to do whatever it is you need to have a full life. Like if you need someone to help you with
Cooking.
grocery shopping or cooking, you need to take a teaching, have someone to help, show you how to do cooking and things like that. That's what the in-home support services are supposed to
Or,
help with.
or if I want to go to get the in-home service, or go to like some form of employment counselor to help me find a job, that's what they're there for. So I'm pretty sure that there are many different services around the state of Arizona that I can get, but I just want to see how I can do things by myself for like the next year or so, just so I can be away from all this service kind of crap, so I can be more independent and
You know what I would
probably
suggest, Angel?
what?
I would suggest looking into the Autism Society of America. That is people on the spectrum. It's not it's a group of people on the spectrum, and then that will be like a support group of people, you know, with autism, who advocate for themselves.
But I just want to see how I can do things for myself first.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, if I need any help, I can go to the services at the county office, or go to the website that you suggested and get the kind of help that I want. But I just want to try to do things by myself and try to be more freely and openly for myself.
I agree, and I understand exactly where you're coming from, Angel. I think it's been very frustrating for you not to be able to do things, and you know, I I think in a way you regret going into the to that particular complex that you're living in now, but it's a learning experience for you,
Precisely.
because now you know what you don't want,
Yeah.
and what you don't need, more importantly. what you don't need. And see, that's what I was saying again. You were looking at how your money is being spent, and you saw that what you were getting and what you were paying didn't equal.
Yeah, and it felt like as though I was being ripped off.
No, and 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 see, that's what I think they they may have underestimated you. That's why I always tell people, do not underestimate someone with autism. They are smarter than you think they are, and most times they're smarter than you. They underestimated you, Angel. They underestimated what you could do for yourself.
Yep.
But I'm happy that you're days away from being out of there.
Because my final day here is July 1st. Well, actually, not that's not my final. My final real full day here is the 30th. But I'm gonna be moving out and moving into my new apartment July 1st. Because on July 1st, I'm gonna be going to my new apartment and signing the documents, and then later that afternoon on the 1st this week, I'm gonna be having a moving company come on over to help take care of the moving for me, and whatever it is, I won't mind paying for it. And then after that, I will just have to do one final cleaning here, and then I'm on my way out.
Very good. Very good.
You see, I kind of the detailed you a detailed plan of how I have everything going.
And you know what? You have to be proud of yourself because you have had your first apartment by yourself, and now you're moving into your second apartment. But this one will be better because now from the experience with the first apartment, you know what you don't want.
Yep, and the new apartment I'm going to be moving into is what I do want. And it's because I really love how the apartment that I'm going to be moving into is, how cheaper it is, what they have as amenities and features and that kind of stuff. There's more beneficial there than there is here. Even though they don't provide any form of service, they have hell of an exercise room. They have a game room with a billiards table, a foosball table, and also a few arcade games. And they also have a couple of community lounges for people to hang out and watch TV on the different floors instead of having to be in their own apartment unit all throughout the day. And the apartment that I'm going to be moving into, the bathroom and bedroom is just a doorstep away, because there's a door connected in between the bedroom and the bathroom, so I can just go to that door in the morning when I'm in my bedroom, open that door, and just go right into the bathroom and get ready to take my shower. There's a lot with the apartment that I'm going to be moving into this week that I love a hell lot more better than this freaking prison apartment.
Well, I'm just happy for you, Angel, because I know you haven't been happy there for a minute, but you already had planned that you were getting out of there when your lease was up, and that time has just flown by.
Yeah.
It really, really has. And I'll think that to COVID, because COVID kind of just made everything just go by in a blur.
Hey, can I screen share an image right here?
Sure. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Okay.
Just add the screen share, like how you add the people on the stream.
I'm doing screen share. Let's see. No, it's letting me screen share. I don't want to screen share.
You know how where you had you know where you went to add me to the stream? You need to do that for the person.
I see it. There we go. At least now I know how to screen share myself.
I love you.
All right, there you go.
This is her. This is the person that I was talking about. That is like a Cruella DeVille / Betty White combination.
Wow. Well, did you feature her in your video, or you just talked about?
No, I didn't mention her name at all. But when she saw my video, she was quite like sad or upset. I didn't really detect what kind of emotion she really felt, but she just wasn't too happy of the video. But I didn't even mention her name at all.
Wow. See, the thing is that I would say maybe that's a guilty conscience, because they knew that you weren't happy, because you know, just from what I know of you, Angel, I'm sure that if you were expressing your displeasure to us, you were also expressing your displeasure to them. You know, so I think that she had an opportunity to make the situation better for you, and they chose not to make the situation better for you. And so you're making the decision that you should. If you're not happy someplace, find another place to be.
Yep.
Hey, Deacon. Hey, Terry. Hey, AKA James. Just saying hi to you guys. I know we've been talking. I didn't want y'all to think, even though I was typing it in the chat to y'all, I wanted y'all to know that I did recognize that you had come into the chat.
Yeah, sorry guys. It's just that this apartment of mine, I am can't wait till moving day
Well, I
this
think
week.
you made a good decision getting a moving company to move everything, so you don't have to worry about any of that.
And you want to know something? At first, the initial move out date was going to be for the end of next month, for the end of July, and
Yeah, I remember that.
But you want to know how I made it happen sooner? But the property manager had heard about my me wanting to move out sooner, and she informed me of some good news that made it happen. Basically, what made it happen was that I had signed a 12-year lease, and due to the fact that my last month's rent had already been paid for, it meant that I had fulfilled my lease in full for the financial aspect and agreement of it. So, when she said me that, it meant that I could move out sooner rather than later.
Oh, because you've already paid the rent in
Yeah,
advance, so you don't have to worry about it.
yeah, because let me check today's date. Because back at around like the 17th or 18th of this month, right around the time when I was ending my 7 day self quarantine, things had started wanting for me having it to where I want to move out sooner. And then sometime around like the beginning of last week, since we're already into the new week of it being Sunday today, my property manager had texted me and had asked if I want to have a discussion about moving out sooner. And then later on, around the last week, at around the 24th or 25th of this of last week, she had set up a meeting for me and her in a private meeting room, and then she had informed me that I can move out sooner because I had paid my lease in full because
Because they got all their money.
because I fulfilled my obligations.
Yeah, good for you, Angel. Because I was wondering, I was like, how's he able to move up? Because I knew you had signed a lease, but yeah, if you've already paid the entire lease in advance, you know, or paid up to the end of the lease already, then you
Well,
are under
actually,
no obligation to stay.
they had received my July month's rent from my conservator sometime
That's what,
like
yeah,
last week or the
that's
week
what I'm saying. If
before.
they've already received it, then you don't have to stay. You can move.
And that's what I'm doing this week. So that's why I'm able to move out sooner rather than later, because my lease has been fulfilled and paid for in full, and I fulfilled my obligations, and so
And you've
I'm
already talked to
able to move
you
out
already
sooner.
talked to your conservator about the new place and everything.
Yeah, I already talked to her about it. She was with me during the entire time of the process of me looking for a new apartment, and she even got in contact with the property manager in my new apartment, and she and her are like connected to each other on a friend-to-friend kind of basis in terms of helping me. Because my conservator is there to help make sure that my rent is paid for, but the property manager is also there to make sure I'm moving into a place that I'm happy about moving into. And that's one thing that I love about the new apartment that I'm going to be moving into, is that they have like a have a like little goal to where they want to make sure that the person is able to go and live into apartment that they can call home for their own, and not a home for someone else. Because let me read an Instagram post that they posted just like the other day.
And you know what, that I think, that that's probably better for you, because the thing is that your goal is to be able to live independently.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to be able to live independently is to try to live independently.
Because basically on their the Instagram, they say here at blank blank apartments, we believe in living where you want to be, not where you have to be. We are in the center of it all. So basically, like what they just said, we believe in living where you want to be, not where you have to be. So that's an apartment that I want to be, but this is a place that kind of was the to where I have to be.
So the place that you're moving into, it's not just an apartment complex where everyone has autism. It's people that aren't autistic, correct?
It's pretty much anyone and everyone basically, because
Good.
they're
That'll be
all they're
much
all
better for you. That'll be
they're
much
all
better for you.
yeah, because they're all inclusive. They have more features, and this place is also pet friendly. Because I told you about how the fact that they don't allow pets here in this apartment of mine, but the only way you can have a pet is if you have some form of a doctor's note for a service animal or a mental animal of that kind.
Right.
Here in the new apartment, I can get a pet and just pay down a down deposit and pay a monthly lease fee for the pet that I'm going to be having living with me, and so yeah.
That is so good, Angel. I'm so happy for you. I really, really am. Because I knew you were unhappy there, and I was just hoping, that the time would fly by. And I'm glad that you're able to move in sooner than you had initially expected.
Yep.
And and then once you're in there, then once you're in your new place, then you can start to kind of look around and see what the job situation is. But I would, take it slowly, because I understand that the COVID rate is starting to spike,
Yeah.
especially in the area that you're in.
And that's what I've kind of been doing, but I just am making sure that I'm taking my time and not rushing or anything. But I'm also making sure that I kind of have everything to where I can have it be already packed up before the movers come this week. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I see your point, and that's what I'm basically doing.
So let me see. One SP was asking, do we think his poetry is too feministic?
Um,
Um,
no.
I don't. I mean, I think your poetry is your style. One SP.
I really do enjoy your poetry, 1SP, cause the thing is, you have read some awesome poetries, whether it's ones that you created yourself or ones that you've read from like a book. You read them pretty well, and I enjoy them.
Yeah, I don't know if someone had asked him, was saying something or not, but I just wanted to answer his question. I wanted you to know we were paying attention to the chat too, guys.
uh,
But I'm really happy for you with you starting this new chapter. I mean, you've been in Arizona for less than a year, and look how far you have brought yourself.
Yep.
You know, I mean, and see that's one thing that I can commend you on, because like I was saying, like with my son, it's hard for him. Changes, it is really, really hard for him. Like we're gonna move and he's gonna freak out. Whereas you're excited about moving.
Yep.
He's freaking out about it. But it's gotta happen. You know, it is what
But
it is.
but my first big move in my entire life wasn't from one state to another. It was from a group home that I lived in with three other roommates inside a really big house, and I was the one that was pretty much in the basement floor for a majority of the time while I was living there. So you can say that I was like at the bottom of the so-called totem pole, but
Mhm.
but I think that me being in the basement during the time that I was in a group home within a house with three other roommates, and with me being in the basement, made it better for me because I was able to have my own space. I was able to have my own time by myself to cope with myself in case I ever felt frustrated or angered and that kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
it helped me in my later life of controlling myself in terms of how I am like upset and that kind of stuff. Kind of like a little bit earlier in the stream, I was like venting myself, but did I say any uh, bad words? Yeah, I said a couple, but not the really big ones. Just the more generic kind of ones. Just saying them a couple times instead of like repeating saying them. But I'm able to keep my cool and temper. And being in the basement was a good thing during that time that I was in a group home. But in 2013, when I was offered to be able to get my own apartment, but still have the in-home service providers be with me within the agency that I was for the group home that I was in. I That was my first ever big move in my entire life. When I had moved from a group home with three other roommates in a house where I was at in the basement to
Mhm.
my own apartment, but still getting the services with me.
Right. Yeah, and I think that where you're moving to will probably be similar to that when you had your that apartment there, because you'll be able to choose the services because now you know what services you need.
Yeah.
And and I do think it probably will be less expensive for you getting the services that you need, versus getting someplace that's all inclusive of the services. And also, I also think that it's better for you to just live in a regular apartment.
Yeah.
So I mean, because then you're allowed to live a regular life.
Yep. Exactly.
And I mean, that's all you want. You just want to be able to live your life.
Precisely.
So I think that's a great thing for you. I'm so happy for you. I mean, I know you think that that's not a big accomplishment, but it really, really, really is, because 80% of the adults with autism live at home with their parents and have no job. And that's even including ones who may have gone to college,
Wow.
you know, and it unfortunately it's because of the stigma that is on, that people have they have in their mind what a person with autism is. And when a person with autism applies for jobs, even if they're just as qualified, some employers are less inclined to hire them because of what their perception of autism is. And that's, why I like how you're on here and how other adults are on here trying to break that stereotype,
Yep.
because you're just a person. You just
Yeah.
think differently. That's it.
Yep. Exactly.
So I'm really, really excited for you. I can't wait until you share whatever you choose to share in your new home.
Well, come time when I get settled in, I'm gonna be doing an apartment tour.
Yeah, yeah. Just just be careful. Don't show too much because you don't want people to know where you live.
I know.
That's the only thing. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's sad that we all have to be that way, but unfortunately, there's crazies in the world, and there's crazies on YouTube. You know, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not excited about the process of having to look for a new place, but it is what it is, and hopefully we'll get something that will be, I think, be more suitable for my son, because I think we need just a little bit more space because we're kind of all up on top of each other,
Yeah.
and I just would like to have, even if it's like, if I have like a patio or a small backyard, so he can just kind of sit out there and chill, because that's what he used to do when he was growing up. He would just sit in the backyard and just chill, and it helped him. I don't know, he just would sit there, and he would just sit out there and he would just chill. And I used to have like weights and stuff and everything, and he would sit there and lift the weights and everything, but it would help him. I guess with what was going on inside of him, and with us being locked up for the last few months, he's yeah, he's ready to get away from me.
Yeah, other than that, the things I'm just making sure I to do perfectly with my move, and I have just been taking it easy here lately with the whole increase in the COVID cases and that kind of stuff. But but I'm just doing like what is the necessary. So I'm good for myself, but I'm also good to go in regards to when it is time for me to move.
Yep. Oh, two thing. My landlord is about to sell the condo that I live in, and so I have to move. That's what's going on. But I really appreciate it, the time that we were here, because one of the reasons why we got this place is because the owners of the place have a son on the spectrum, and they knew, you know, the difficulty with someone on the spectrum having to move around, so it was nice being here for this time, but it's time for us to be someplace else.
I mean, and it's time for me to move somewhere else so I can be happy for myself. It's been great moving here. It's been great living here in my recent apartment. But there's just been more negatives than there has been positives for where I've been living at for the past year almost. Yes, it was an apartment that I had like decided to move, but was it my choice in the beginning? No, it was a suggestion from the people like my social worker and my brother, but I had to like start somewhere since I was moving from a smaller city to the fifth largest city in America here, and I want to like have myself be in a beginning so that way I can get to know the town. But now that the things are gonna be so much better in my new apartment, I don't have to deal with this rat hole anymore.
Tell us how you really feel, Angel.
Just expect a video or a live stream sometime in the next couple weeks once I get settled in, because you want to know something? I don't care if they got offended by my first video. I'm going to be making another video, and this time I'm going to expose them.
Yeah, wait till you move.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna wait till I move, because I'm not gonna like put out any like personal information about them or anything like that.
Yeah, but
But
but the thing is that if they aren't treating people who have developmental disabilities the way that they should be being treated, and they're just using them as cash cows, that should be exposed.
Yeah, and that's basically what I'm doing because there's a video or stream depending on which format I want to go with. I'm going to be creating like a video or a live stream titled "The Truth About the Apartment Building that I'm living at."
Mm-hmm. Yep. I would just, just wait till you're out of there,
That's
and
what I'm going to do.
yep, and then just tell your truth. And they don't listen to my channel, so they don't know what you're talking about over here. I was like, they're not listening to my channel over here, you know. But I'm proud of how you're just growing your channel just organically, and you got so many supporters. I mean, you've got supporters on YouTube, and you've got supporters off of YouTube, and we're all just enjoying watching you in your journey. You know, just
Yep.
being yourself and just growing into who you want to be. And you're also funny.
Thank you. But yeah, there's so much about me that people see in me, and I just am going to continue doing things on my channel. I'm going to continue doing things in my life, but the one thing that I know that there will be times that will have to happen, but it doesn't have to be by someone who thinks they have more power than you, is determine how you should be or how you should live or where you should go, because I understand there will be people that will be a bit of a higher authority than me. But for someone who should tell me what apartment I should go to, for someone to tell me what kind of stereo I should get, or telling me of what kind of services I should be provided, or government benefits and that kind of stuff, if I should if they want to help get me that. Um, I am not going to have people do that, because yes, there will be higher people with more authority over me, but not every single person around me has that kind of authority.
That's true. And the thing is that I admire the fact that you fight for yourself. You don't allow people to just tell you what's best for you. You don't allow other people to do that. You make sure that your voice is heard. And I also appreciate the fact that the conservator um allows you to do that.
Yeah.
Because you could have had a conservator that's one of those ones that won't let you do anything. But you're fortunate that you don't have that. But also, you went to court to make them see that you were able to do a lot of things on your own,
Yeah,
and you didn't need all that help.
and last year here in Arizona, when I came to my family for a visit from mid of January to mid of February of 2019 last year, I went to the Maricopa County offices to have my conservator services be switched from the services that I got was being provided down in Minnesota, to have the services be provided down here in Arizona. And I got in contact with so many people with the throughout 2019, after I had got back to Minnesota from my vacation. And there was so much process that I had to go through in getting the conservatorship down here to Arizona, but also getting the right kind of the moving company, the right kind of apartment, and that kind of stuff for when I did plan on move. There was just so much that I had to go through last year, but everything had worked out. But this place has just haven't worked out for the best of me.
But you were able to make those decisions. You
Yep,
were able to make those decisions yourself.
yep,
And you were able to make the decision that where you are is not the right place for you anymore.
yep,
You took your brother's suggestions, and the social worker suggestion, and you it's just not the right fit for you. And so now you're going to go to some place that you feel is going to be the right fit for you, because you don't need all of that. You just need a
yeah,
place that you can call home.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, and I think it's probably going to be better for you to get the in-home support services yourself because you know what you need. And then you won't have all these other things added on that are totally unnecessary and that you shouldn't be paying for because you were paying for things that they weren't even giving to you because you didn't need them, but you were paying for them anyway.
Exactly.
That's what it is. It's like they have the services there, but if they're not the services that you need, you're still paying for them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't understand. To me, I don't understand why the apartment complex wouldn't be happy for you that that you don't need those kind of services. I mean, someone else will. They'll get another tenant. You know, they'll get another tenant that maybe does need those services, but Angel doesn't. So Angel's leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that live stream. When you talk about it, so once you're far removed from that place.
All right, yeah, cause the my new apartment is like right next to the light rail, and it's also not too far away from a couple restaurants that I could either just walk there to or still bike there to. But I don't think I'll be going my bike. I'll still be riding my bike in case if it's a place I'm going to that's a bit like more than a mile away from where I live. But for the most part, in the mornings, I most likely will be using the exercise room to get my morning jog or my morning stretch to get my body into a healthy shape. But I'll still be using my bike for transportation wise and that kind of stuff. There's just a lot that I love about my new apartment. And if you notice my tone of happiness versus frustration, whenever I talk about the current apartment that I'm living at, it's like in a form of a sad slash anger kind of mode that where my voice is a bit like in the red. But whenever I talk about my new apartment, it's more in a happy slash cheery uppity kind of way where I'm in the like green.
Yep, I agree.
It's just because I'm super stoked to move into my new apartment this week.
I'm happy for you, Angel. I am. Sorry, I had to get up to get a pen to write down what Terry posted in the chat.
Uh,
But yeah, no, I agree. I I can tell that you're like kind of covering up the anger, but that you're really pissed off.
Yeah, and the anger is more towards the current apartment. But every time I speak about my new apartment, the anger kind of slowly goes away because it's just due to the fact that I find the new apartment a bit more suitable for me.
Yeah, this one doesn't work.
Well, hey, I know you won't be on here for that much longer. I'm gonna get off, and sorry if I hugged your entire stream. It's,
No, 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 Angel. I appreciate you coming up. I always appreciate when you come
um,
up. Not at
but
all.
is that your son right behind you, or is that your husband?
That's my guy. Yeah, my son is upstairs.
If he was right next to you, I just wanted to say hi to him right quick
Yeah,
before I get off.
yeah. No, no, no. David's upstairs right now. He's actually taking a shower. So
It's just I hear a guy's voice right in the
yeah,
area.
yeah. Yeah, that's my guy. That's my man.
Your hubby.
Yeah, that's him.
Well, the next time you see your son, tell him I said hi. But I would love for him to come to one of my streams someday, because he has his own channel, right?
No, he doesn't. He's just like a supporter.
Ah,
Yeah, but I showed him your stream. I'm gonna see if I can get him to subscribe so he can get the notifications when your streams come up, because he watches my streams.
yeah, because if he were to like come to my channel more frequently and see see how I cope myself to go through the kind of stuff, it might help him out to not be so afraid and try to be more independent for himself. Because I just really would like for every single autistic person to stand up for themselves, but there are some that struggle with that kind of stuff. But luckily, he has you to back him up for, and he has an awesome mom.
Thank you, Angel. You are so sweet to say that. I so much appreciate that. I'm gonna come on camera. I know you're gonna jump off, but I'm gonna come on
Yeah,
camera. Y'all know that's
yeah,
what I do at the
yeah. I'm
end.
gonna get off, and you have a great rest of your night.
Okay, thanks, Angel. Hey guys. Yeah, no makeup. My natural face. No makeup. Thank you guys for coming. Y'all see my purple hair. It's still there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it the next time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hear someone. I don't know if he's dressed though.
Hell no. Mr. Kicking.
Are you dressed? Let me see. All right, come here. You can come for a minute and say hi. He wants to come say hi. Come on. Here he comes. He just got out the shower, y'all. Say hi.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Say hi to Angel.
The Angel.
Okay. You're gonna go check out his channel. Okay. All right. Yeah. He's getting ready to go to bed, y'all, because he's got to get up early in the morning. As I told you guys at the beginning of the stream, he and his father were potentially exposed to COVID. Y'all see me smiling about that right now. I'm not happy. So, yeah, somebody that they were around tested positive because they got it from someone else. And they don't know if she got it before or after she was around them. Anyway, so it'll be one of those things. But anyway, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Bye, everyone. And Terry, I got that. I got the email. What's it say? Breaking some teeth. Who broke some teeth? Oh, ouch. All right, guys. I'll see y'all manana. And my video should be out sometime tomorrow. I don't know what time, but it'll be out.